Okay, we've got sound now. Hello, sorry about that. I got given my mic pack tonight and forgot to switch the sound on. Good one, I had one job, right? Anyway, I'm human after all. So anyway, hello Sonia Linton, good to see you. Price Marty, Matty Blythe, Lynn Nolan, Bobby Joe White, Shane Price. Good to see you guys, Brian Wright, Corinna Homan, nice to see you, Leon and Tammy, Amanda McDonald, Tracy Henderson, you should have sound now, Joe Catamole, Karen Hunter, Jeanette Keeble, Lynn Nolan, Alicia Burford. Good evening. Kia ora. I thought I'd hop online tonight and have a quick chat. We should have sound again. Sorry about that. So there you go. That's what happens when you are using rechargeable batteries that aren't fully charged. I'm back. So anyway, hello Karen Stanaway, good to see you. Pratesh Chandra, yay, we're back. So if this is the first time you're watching one of my streams, thank you for joining me. If you've been following my posts, you'll know that I used to be 110 kilos. I was a size 22 to 24. In my early 20s, I lost a whole lot of weight. So in 8 months, I went from 110 kilos down to 42 kilos. And I did a lot of damage to my body and messed a lot of my head as well. And I did that the wrong way. I did that by starving myself, and it's not a method I would ever recommend of weight loss to anybody, because there are so many bad side effects with that. Now, the biggest side effect was, for me, apart from the fact that it basically led me to having anxiety attacks from being nutrient depleted and my adrenal glands couldn't work properly anymore, it messes with your head. And of course, like any really strict regime of any diet program ever, I gained a whole lot of it back. So in my early 30s, I was back up to about 90 kilos. I've been back down to 69 kilos. I've been back up to 85. And in fact, in July of last year, I was at my biggest again. I was starting to wear size 16 to 18 clothes. Today, however, I am not. I'm wearing size 10 to 12 again, which is truly amazing. And the change that I've made in the last few months has been solely around what I eat. And this, if I could give one gift ever to the world, this is the gift I want people to know. Stop dieting, 100%. Just eat real food and it's going to make a huge impact in your life. And I'm going to give you guys some real life tips on what I've done to help basically put my body back into equilibrium, so that every day there's a new positive change happening in my body. My energy's better, there's no more bloating, no more IBS, and every day I can see a little bit of weight has shifted from somewhere till I get down to my perfect weight for my body. So exciting. Angeline Lewis, good to see you. Megan Keating, gorgeous lady, nice to see you. Jared Young, Linda Barry, Derek Quinn, so good to see you guys on tonight's stream. So what worked for me, and this is what I'm going to share, is my top 5 food swaps tonight. What's worked for me, most of all, has been eating low carb, and I've talked about this in all the news feeds. But there's a lot of really bad advice out there, and I have had people messaging me saying, oh, if you're eating low carb, does that mean you just live off bacon and eggs and hamburger meat and sausages and things like that? No. In fact, I want to demystify that tonight. The only carbohydrates I have are the ones that my body can actually naturally process, and they are the carbohydrates that come from plant. So we're talking things like spinach and cauliflower, real food. I don't use protein shakes because I made a commitment to myself not to add lots of processed food into my body because they're loaded with hidden chemicals and nasties that actually made me feel sick. And in fact, I tried a whole bunch of protein shakes that gave me bloating and diarrhea and so many side effects, and I thought, I can't do this to my body. So I've gone back to real food, and I'm going to show you some of the most important things you need to know if you're considering on embarking on low carb or a keto diet. Now I'm just going to show you very quickly the difference between low carb is that I would eat on average less than 100 grams of carbohydrates in a day. When you're on a keto diet, you're eating 20 grams or less of carbohydrates in the day. I find that too much for me, and some people use keto because they want to kickstart their weight loss straight away and they want to get really fast results. Low carb is gentle for my body and it suits my DNA and my genetic makeup. So I'm going to show you some ideas. Oh, Angeline said, hi Ange, nice to see you. Mon, I'm making your walnut brownie right now, but egg-free. Oh my goodness. Can you send me pictures and tell me what you think? That brownie is a game changer. I've got some actually in my container here, which I'm going to have later on tonight as well. This brownie is remarkable. Oh, hi Karina, hi Megan, nice to see you guys. This brownie is by far one of the most glorious things I've ever made. You have a look here. This tastes like normal brownie. It tastes like something you'd have at a cafe. I load this up with whipped cream. I had this for breakfast today. I had this for brunch yesterday. It is so good. There is no flour in here. There is nothing that will give me an upset stomach. This is made of real food, and the key ingredient inside here is black beans. So the benefit of this, because you have eggs in here as well, which Angeline is actually changing the recipe to make it egg-free, which is awesome. I've got protein, I've got plant, and I've got fats in here, and these are the foods that actually serve my body. They've turned my body into a fat burning machine, so all of a sudden I've started losing weight from the foods I eat. And I get people asking me all the time, do you exercise heaps? No, I am lazy. Exercise for me is walking down Queen Street to look at the shops or walking to a cafe for a coffee. I am super, super lazy. So I really wanted to start my journey with this part of my journey by getting my nutrition right first. So this, honestly, seriously, divine. If you want the recipe, MoniqueBradley.tv. It's right there for you on the front page. So I'm going to give you some great, yeah, Karen Hunter, I know, beans, right? Beans, it is and it is absolutely delicious. My partner Pete sits there eating it going, I can't believe this is good for me. That's right, it's loaded with fibre as well, great for your digestion, delicious. So I'm going to show you the quick tips before I do food swaps. These are the changes I've made to my diet to help me turn into a fat burning machine. We'll take a look at the first slide. My first piece of advice for you. Pete Ward, here we go. Okay, here is the first piece of information I really want to share. I want to encourage you all to eat more plant. Now, I got this graphic from Diet Doctor, and I've done a heap of research from books and all sorts of research material from the internet as well, a whole bunch of different sources. And this is the first thing I can say is eat more plant into your daily diet. Now, Karen Hunter said, not a fan of beans. You cannot taste beans. I'm not a fan of beans in that brownie either, but you can't taste them. All you taste is chocolate and you get all the goodness. Now, if you see there on that diagram, it says to eat more plant. Spinach is very, very low in carbs. And we want that because it's going to fill you up. Lettuce, no, I don't live off lettuce all the time. I don't eat like a rabbit. I eat delicious things. I eat avocado and olives and tomato. In fact, those three together make a beautiful salad with a bit of chopped onion in there. And that's a really good, healthy lunch. Zucchinis are fantastic when you chop them up and you roast them. My favourite of all, in fact, is cauliflower. So I have been known to head down to the local Chinese supermarket and pick up a cauliflower and roast the entire thing, and that's dinner. And I feel like I've eaten like a king. It's absolutely amazing. So some of the vegetables there have higher amounts of carbs as well, but seriously, add more plant. Oh, apparently sound is breaking up a little bit tonight. I hope you're all okay. Not sure what's going on there. Right, hopefully we're okay now. So that's my first slide there tonight. Yes, recipe there on my, for the brownie there on my website. Okay, here's another slide for you. I want you to stop taking laxatives. Stop taking diet pills if you are taking them. Stop the protein shakes unless they're adding protein into your day. The key to success is to stop dieting and eat real food, including fat and including protein. All of those things that are on the slide are the foods that will turn your body into a fat burner. I totally support this. So, in my journey, over the years, I have tried a whole bunch of low-fat diets. It is not the answer. Fat and protein is what triggers our brain to acknowledge that we're full. If you remove them from your diet, your body won't get the right signals. And think of it like this. We need good fats in our diet. It helps us go to the toilet. It's great for our skin. It's great for our hair. It's great for everything. So you need all of that, all right? Okay, next slide. Let's take a look now. Okay, I want you to avoid these things. These are the things that I have stopped eating, and I have replaced some of them with low-carb alternatives. So potatoes, for example, I don't eat them. Occasionally I eat kumara because it is lower in carbohydrates than potatoes. I don't eat pasta anymore. I look for alternatives there, which I'm going to share with you. No more rice, but again, I've got alternatives. Bread. I can make my own low-carb bread. If I do have sodas, I would have only soda water with no flavouring in it, but I'll tell you what, soda water with a dash of lime in it and a little bit of gin, magic, just saying. No more candy, but I make my own low-carb chocolate, and I love beer, but sorry, no more beer. It is really high in carbs. In fact, beer is the highest carbohydrate drink of all. Okay, let's look at the next slide. I also want you to be really mindful of your fruit intake. Now, we all know fruit is fantastic for our bodies, but not necessarily if you are carbohydrate intolerant like I am. Now, Karina's just asked a great question. What do the numbers mean on the avoid slide? That's the amount of carbohydrates in per 100 grams, I believe. So with a serving of a banana, you're adding 20 grams of carbohydrates in your day. If you know you can only have on a low carb diet around 100 grams of carbs in a day, one banana is a fifth of your daily amount. So you really want to be mindful of that. Thanks for answering that question too, Matty. That's awesome to be part of that conversation. Now, the way to get around that, and Pete, if we can just come back to the studio for a minute, thank you. The way to get around that is, in fact, to add more things like berries. Berries are lower in carbohydrates. We've got strawberries in the fridge at the moment. And remember too, things like avocado, and in fact, tomatoes are fruits as well. So by increasing, if you want, so those good antioxidants from something like, your red fruits and things like that. Remember too, this is loaded with antioxidants, and tomatoes are loaded with lycopene as well. And lycopene is actually wonderful as an anti-aging tool. There you go. Now, when you actually mix tomato and avocado together, a reaction happens, and you actually get more nutrients out of both because they're what we call companion fruits. So in the same way that when you have been told that you need more iron and you're taking iron tablets by the doctor and they say to you to drink more orange juice because you'll absorb that vitamin C will help you absorb more of the iron from those iron tablets, avocados and tomatoes work beautifully together. If you have for lunch every day, well, not every day because I don't want you to get bored, but one of those Mediterranean salads with some feta in there, some avocado, chopped up tomatoes or baby tomatoes, and chopped up red onion. Like seriously, I'm drooling. With that feta in there, you've got hits of protein. It's actually a complete meal. And what you're looking for in a complete meal is protein, plant, and fat. That's all you need. And you've got everything you need there, because if you've got plant, you've got all your nutrients, you've got all your vitamins and minerals, and it means you don't have to do all that research around how many grams of this should I eat, how many grams of that. Stop stressing. Go back to plant, protein, and fat. And by doing that, you'll give your body the nutrients that you need to turn it into a fat-burning machine. While I'm not a scientist and I'm not a nutritionist, I know this because it's worked for me, 100%. Best diet, not that it's really a diet because I'm eating real food, but best plan I have ever tried in my entire life. Really, really simple. Okay, so let's take a look at the next slide. I really want to give you guys a shout out that if you are hungry, don't starve. First of all, have a glass of water, because chances are if you've got the feeling that you're hungry, it could be dehydration as well. And if you are going to have a snack, choose a good one. Now you'll notice there that look at cashews. Cashews actually have 27 grams of carbs in them. If I'm going to eat cashew nuts, I would normally do it later in the day, and I'm going to explain to you very shortly why. Pecans are lower in carbohydrates, so are macadamias, and Brazil nuts are insanely good for you. One Brazil nut gives you all of the selenium that you need in your diet every day. So one Brazil nut a day and you've got all the selenium you need. Okay, so snack wisely. Other things I might have are things like, I like to eat meat, so I do. I'm not vegetarian or vegan, but I love vegetarian food. I might have in the afternoon a piece of cheese with some pesto on it. Oh, delicious. I might have some ham and pesto, or ham, pesto and cheese. And seriously, because you've got a lot of fat content in there and you've got protein, that's going to fill you up, so you don't need a big portion. When it comes to nuts, a handful of nuts is all you need to keep your blood sugars steady and to fill up your tummy, because you've got fats and protein in there as well. So I really want you to think about those really wise snacks that you might want to have in your diet. And the key to success is to be prepared. Now, I love baking, and I've always loved sweet treats, and of course I love chippies. So, you know, so in the cupboard, I've made my low carb peanut butter, no, not peanut butter, my choc chip cookies. Now they're bite size, and I know probably one of those, if I have an afternoon, you know, when you get that sugary kind of, I need sugar right now hit, one of those will serve me absolutely fine. It's got fats in there. It's made from almond meal as well. So there's lots of goodness in there, and it gives me that kind of sweetness that I'm looking for in the afternoon. So it's about being ready. Now, if you're not a great baker and you don't have time, because I know a lot of you guys are really busy, one of the things you can do is go to the supermarket and maybe grab something like the Healtheries no sugar added mini chocolate bars. Now, I'm not endorsed by Healtheries, but if you're from Healtheries and you want to sponsor me, please do. These bars are about that size. They're about 100 calories if you are conscious of your calories, but they won't mess with your sugar levels, and they give you that kind of creamy, sweet treat that you're looking for in the afternoon. But remember too, cheese is great, just don't have the crackers, because it's those crackers that your body will try to burn instead of the fat that you're holding on to. So this is really about retraining your body into burning the excess fat you're carrying as fuel. That's what I understand. Now also I mentioned too that there's certain things I would eat later in the day, and this has been mind-blowing for me. In fact, if you've got friends who are trying to change their bodies, find their health, lose weight, please get them to watch tonight's stream, because I'm going to demystify a few things. Oh, Angeline Lewis said, Mon, do you track your macros or wing it? I do not track my macros. Having had an eating disorder previously, I don't want to be obsessed about food any more than I am in a positive way. What I know is that with everything I eat, I make sure it's balanced. Plant, protein, fat. Fat's of course the smallest amount. I have a decent size of serving, the biggest amount of plant. So I know in my brownies, for example, the key main ingredient here, which is about 3/4 of the entire recipe, is black beans. So I know there's a huge amount of plant in this, this is practically guilt-free, Ange. So, well, that's my theory. So no, I don't track my macronutrients because I actually want to have a life as well, you know. I don't want to be kind of caught up in all that stuff. So I mentioned to you guys before, oh, ham and cream cheese roll-up, Karen Hunter, what a great idea. I love that. Oh, I've got both in the fridge. I'm going to do it. That's awesome. I don't eat carbohydrates earlier in the day, and I know that a lot of nutritionists will probably argue with me on this, but I know my genetic makeup. If I eat carbohydrates earlier in the day, like the food pyramid governs and the food pyramid tells us we should be doing, I can eat plant, but I'm talking about if I have bread in the morning, I will feel sleepy. Even if I have oatmeal in the morning, I will feel sleepy. That's my genes and the way my genes work. And chances are, if you have the same feeling, carbs need to be lower in the day. Why? Or later in the day. Why? Because at the end of the day, our body, if we can't process carbohydrates, our body needs time to relax and slow down. So I've been instructed, because I have had my DNA tested around my carbohydrate intolerance, I've been instructed that if I eat kumara, as an example, I'm to do that after 5 p.m. Like, seriously? That was one of the biggest things that blew my mind, because we've been told we need to have carbs for breakfast and then we'll burn them all day. Well, not if you don't process carbs very well. So if you have unexplained weight gain, if you get a carbo coma at lunchtime, if you're eating toast for breakfast and you're bloating up a dress size by lunchtime, chances are carbohydrates may not be your friend. And I'm not here to diagnose you, but those are the symptoms I experienced. And I don't want you to go through that because it really sucks. And you know, for me, having unexplained weight gain when I thought I ate incredibly well is just not okay. So I've been using myself as a guinea pig to find out these answers, and this has 100% worked for me. Oh, Lynn, you find that funny? Ange, oh my gosh, we must have the same genes. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Oh, Leanne, lovely to see you. I know, right? Thank you so much for your kind comment. It's really, really kind. I am feeling good, most importantly, and I wanted to change the way I eat to get my health back because I felt tired. I had symptoms of IBS all the time. I had constant diarrhea. I had bloating like you wouldn't believe. Like today, I'm wearing a singlet. I've got pants on. I've got fitted clothes on. I've never been able to do that for years. So this truly is mind-blowing. So thank you guys for your really, really kind comments there. Shalala, well, that's awesome. Anything about midnight snacks, hun? You don't need them. I used to have them, and I'll tell you why. I used to eat carbohydrates through the day, and then around midnight I would wake up not so much hungry but shaky, and that was because my blood sugar levels were compromised from eating carbs. So throughout the day, my sugar levels would increase, and then I would plummet after midnight. So I would get the cold shivers, and what I've learnt since is these are actually early symptoms of being pre-diabetic. So again, I've reversed that. I had high blood pressure as well, gone. In fact, my blood pressure is better than perfect. 120 over 78 my blood pressure was. So going from high to better than good is amazing. So that's really, really changed. Leanne, this is resonating with you tonight. Karen Hunter, bloated after a hot cross bun. What's actually happening in that situation, Karen, is your body is being instantly inflamed. You're not necessarily gluten intolerant or celiac, but your body is going, no. And it's bloating. It will be holding extra air, you know, which makes us pass wind. But also chances are you're actually holding excess fluid as well. This is what I've learned through my journey. And it really is quite mind-blowing. Now, Matty, you've said the same thing. You used to suffer from low blood sugar as well, shaking, hungry in the night. And again, this is what I've learned. It's about, you know, carbohydrates through the day really elevate our sugar levels. So what we ideally want to do for good health and for sustained weight loss is that you want those sugar levels even and stable all throughout the day. And what I've learned too through this journey is often people like me who have the biggest stomach area, so I was the classic apple body shape all my entire life. This is carbohydrates. This is absolutely nuts for the first time in my life, where you can see I'm starting to get a waist in the middle. So all of this is starting to disappear and I'm actually starting to curve through the middle. First time in my life. Even when I was super, super skinny, I was straight up and down like a ruler. But now I'm starting to get a shape. And it's the first time in my life where my stomach has been smaller than my boobs. I feel like I can talk about it. I feel like we're friends. So there you go. If any of this is resonating with you, please let me know in the newsfeed. Send me a thumbs up or PM me or do whatever you like. But these are the symptoms I want you to start looking out for, because chances are you might be a bit like me. And also, if you're in your late 30s or 40s, our metabolisms start to slow down and we can't process carbohydrates like we perhaps could when we were a child. We're not necessarily as active as we were when we were a child. So the gene that actually processes the carbohydrates itself, that gene is activated after very rigorous exercise or through lots of chewing. So it activates and it creates an enzyme that breaks down carbohydrates. If you're in a sedentary job, if you're working on a computer, if you do a lot of sitting down all day, you're not getting that gene activated, and chances are, like me, you may not have very many replicas of this particular gene. I'm getting very scientific now. That helps you process carbs. So it's not you, it's your genes. That's all I'm going to say about that one. Okay, so my last point was snack wisely. Think about things that are going to really help your health. So I'm not talking even about weight loss. I'm talking about eating real food that's going to sustain your energy. So things like pieces of cheese. Yes, you can have a piece of camembert for afternoon tea smothered in pesto. Not only is it delicious, you've got protein, plant, and fat. That's what you want in a snack. It's all good for you. Yes, you can have olives and cherry tomatoes. Even just thinking of that makes me kind of salivate a little because they taste so good. And that's the thing. Often diets fail too because we're told we need to eat rabbit food. I mean, don't know about you guys, but hands up who is bored with that. Totally. Tried it, been there, done it. And all I can tell you is don't. There are alternatives. Have a salad with dressing. The dressing is the flavor. Think about it like that. Dressing is loaded with good fats that we need for our body. Don't have the croutons. And that is a winning solution. Also, something else I want to share with you, and this is a bit of food for thought. Calories, I don't count them. Because there's no difference between 100 calories worth of cauliflower, which is my favorite at the moment, and 100 calories worth of Skittles. The only difference is that 100 calories worth of cauliflower, which is about, gosh, 2 big cups of cauliflower, will make you feel full, and it's loaded with B vitamins and calcium and loads of good stuff, which helps your body function better. 100 calories of Skittles will not fill you up. It will make you feel funny. You'll end up with that energy slump. And that sugar doesn't even go through your system properly. It goes straight to your liver. And your body starts to try and burn it, but it can't properly. And again, I'm not a scientist, so I'm probably making a complete mess of the science behind it. But all that will happen is it will store as fat on your body. No difference in calories. It's about making choices that have positive benefits for your body. 100 calories of cauliflower is a really good choice, and it's certainly helped me. Karen Valentine, well said, thank you so much. Thank you. Lynn Nolan, lol, later 50s feel metabolism has grinded to a halt. Yes, but Lynn Nolan, you have done something by going keto, so you've reduced your calories, your carbohydrate amount to a lower level, which is actually reactivating your metabolism. So you're doing a good thing. Karina Homer, such a pity alcohol is carb. Here's the thing. I still drink alcohol. In fact, my favorite drink, which I mentioned before, is a skinny bitch, which is soda water, lime, and gin. There's no carbs in there. Not a stitch. And the drier you go with alcohol, the better. So I can drink champagne because champagne is very, very dry. So you only get maybe 1 or 2 grams of carbs in a glass. That's okay. But when you're drinking a whole bottle of really sweet wine, that's extremely high in carbs. That's what you want to steer clear of. And it's not like we drink every day. Well, some of us don't. Some of us do drink every day, but no, it's about finding the things that actually work for your body. Obviously, we don't want to drink alcohol all the time because, again, it messes with your liver, and you want to keep your liver nice and clean so that it can actually do the processing that it needs to do. Leanne, message from you. Yes, oh, Monique's an old school friend. Yes, hi, is it Riot? Nice to see you. Shalala, thank you so much. Awesome, you look amazing, thank you so much. And oh, Leanne, you're watching from the Netherlands tonight. Hello, hello, hello. This is so cool. This is amazing, and it's really cool to see so many of these points that I'm talking about are resonating with you guys. Matty Blythe, good on you, Lynn, for the great changes. I totally agree. It is never too late to start this journey. You know, I'm going to be 45 this year. I thought my weight gain that started happening last year was actually due to being premenopause. Now I disagree. It's about knowing the right foods that don't inflame you, like Karen Hunter, you mentioned before that after eating a hot cross bun, you bloat straight away. That's your body giving you a really valuable sign that it doesn't like that food and it doesn't serve your health. So find an alternative that will serve your health. And you know, you love baking as much as I do. I would rather have this than a hot cross bun any day. So much tastier. Lynn, weight has started to move again. Yes. That's cool. Yeah, the thing I understand about this way of eating too is sometimes you can plateau. So it's about being really vigilant, and don't just think about the weight, think about the changes in your body and the size. Increased health, your better health and increased energy is a fantastic sign that your body is doing all the right things. So don't just think about the calories, you know, think about the size. Don't just think about the weight, think about the size, and think about those positive changes that will happen bit by bit. And remember too, we don't want you to lose heaps of weight really quickly, or you'll end up doing what I did with fast weight loss, and that's, you know, stopping that really positive behavior, thinking I'll be okay, going back to old habits, and eating those foods that don't serve our body, and the weight creeps back on. That's actually more dangerous. What you want to do is create new habits for a lifetime. This is not a diet. This is about retraining yourself to eat well. Lynette Hill, speaking of which, I've learnt so much from you and working on Health Bites this year, last year. That's why I thought I really wanted to share with people some of the information I've learnt from you, and also the stuff that we've talked about during our Health Bites show, because it has so radically changed my health and my mind and my body, and the weight has literally dropped off. So Lynette, thank you for being a catalyst for change in my life. Leanne, how much weight have you lost since last year? Since last year, I was at about September, I was wearing size 16 to 18 clothes again, and now I am down to a size 10 to 12. I don't know how much that is in weight. I'll need to go and re-weigh myself because I've stopped weighing myself altogether. But I would say maybe probably 8 to 10, maybe 10 kilos, I'd say. Karina, sugar addict son is listening, pretending not to. Shout out to your handsome son. So thanks for reiterating the things I've been telling him. Here's the thing, I've got alternatives for sugar, because let me tell you, my friends, I have loved sugar over the years, but I've learnt to replace it with foods that serve my body and don't mess with my blood sugar levels. And that has been a game changer. So let's take a look at the final slides right now, and I'll give you some ideas. Here's the big swaps I want you to know about. I stopped eating pasta and potatoes, and I use cauliflower. Please feel free to write these points down. So I make low carb lasagna and I put cauliflower through it, and you cannot tell the difference. Even Pete ate it, he devoured it, and he could not believe it was cauliflower. I don't eat bread and buns. If I do, I make my own low carb bread, or I go naked. What that means is if I go and have Mexican food, I will have a naked burrito, and it is so tasty. It tastes decadent, and I don't feel like I'm missing anything. Instead of white flour when I bake, I use almond meal or coconut flour. Now these ingredients aren't, oh yes, I love that, Angeline, go naked instead of buns. I like that, yeah, that's right. And Lynette's saying your brownie was incredible. I'm glad you like this information too, Karen. This is fantastic. With the almond meal and the coconut flour, it's not a simple swap. You've got to remember when you're replacing white flour, there are other things that need to happen. In white flour, you've got gluten, which helps your baking rise, and it helps bind everything together. So if you're working with a recipe and you want to change it from white flour, you have to consider doing things like adding extra eggs. Coconut flour is also very, very dry, so you have to add extra liquid into a recipe. I have recipes with these ingredients, by the way, on my website, moniquebradley.tv. I've replaced sugar with stevia. Stevia is made from plant. I'll show you the product that I use in my baking as well. And to replace chippies, because we all want chippies and crackers and things, yes, I make my own low-carb crackers, but I also choose nuts. And I'll have a handful of nuts, and when I'm having that craving for chippies, that's a really good replacement. This is all healthy for your body. It's fantastic. And this is great. Lynette Hills just said you can use a lettuce leaf as your bread to wrap up your sandwich goodies. I agree. I have made low-carb dumplings because I love going to Yum Cha, and I love dumplings. But instead of using a white flour wrapper to wrap them up, or a rice wrapper to wrap them up when I cook them, I actually steamed cabbage leaves and rolled them up and then pan fried them. Seriously, delicious. And the cool thing is, because you've still got all those delicious flavors in there, you don't feel like you're missing out, and at the same time you are positively helping your health. Other comments here, great. Oh, Leanne. Okay, so when are you coming to Wellington to do a cooking and diet seminar? That's all in the pipeline. Thank you for asking. I am just putting together a 3-hour interactive workshop, and it's called I Cook, We Talk, You Eat. So over 3 hours, I teach you some recipes. I didn't even pay you, Leanne, to put in that plug. Thank you very much. You'll walk away with worksheets, with meal plans, and a whole bunch of recipes in there as well. Things that I eat every day that help my health and have really helped transform my energy and helped the weight literally fall off me for the first time in my entire life. Oh, Karina's just said I can help produce your seminar, lady. This is so cool. The first one's, oh, hello, Prince Khan as well. Nice to see you. Mario Romero. Nicholas Finlay, Thurston Ward, your celebrity. Good to see you. Belinda Falconer, good to see you. So the first seminars are going to happen here in our kitchen. It's only 6 people allowed at each seminar, so they're going to happen live in the kitchen. You come and spend 3 hours with me, and again, I cook, we talk, you eat, and you walk away with all these recipes that you can start using in your everyday life. And it works. I'm a walking, talking, living example. Suzanne, book me in for your Wellington show. Oh, yay, this is so cool. Jane Mon, hello to you. Prince Khan, are you a cook? My mum's a cooking teacher. I work with a New Zealand master chef as a co-host of a cooking show, and I'm a foodie, and I've also used food to help me lose a whole lot of weight and regain my health. So thank you for asking. Matty Blythe, yes yum, our Lebanese neighbour, taught us to eat wrapping food in cabbage or grape leaves. That's exactly right. Such a great alternative, so much healthier. In fact, the Mediterranean diet is really, really good for our bodies. Leanne, you can use my house. Thank you so much, very kind. Karen, you're in as well. Well, I'll tell you what, team. There's 2 things on offer today. So I will have a post coming out probably within the next few days about my workshops so that you can pre-book for those. But for those of you who aren't wanting to be in a group situation and you want to book a one-on-one, I'm happy to help you. In fact, I've got the details coming up here. We'll take a look. Thank you, Pete. I love having crew here. Well, not that Pete's really crew. He's, awesome, the genius behind the plan. You can book a Skype session with me or a coffee catch-up, and I can actually basically over an hour reframe what you eat into the low-carb lifestyle that I eat. It just takes a few tweaks, not just of your diet, but also your mindset. And that's really what I want to help people with most. Now, to be involved with this process and also to put yourself on the mailing list for my workshops, send an email to that email address, info@moniquebradley.tv. That email will come through either to me or to Pete, and we'll put you on the right lists to ensure that you can be part of this journey and transform your own life as well. Jane Wan, but low carb is hard. What a load of crap. That's what I'm going to say to you. You need to sit down with me for an hour and I'll show you how to make it easy so you don't stress, so you know exactly what to eat, when to eat it, and that it will serve your health. How do I know? Because I do it. Do I look stressed? I mean, seriously, I drink wine. I drink gin. There is no stress. This is easy. And I get to eat yummy, yummy foods. You can treat yourself and still enjoy all that delicious food. Oh, a message from Pete. Oh, going well? Treat yourself. He wants me to use that hashtag all the time because he believes eating this food, it doesn't feel like you're eating really healthy. It feels like a treat, and I think that's the key to success. Danny Strong, shout out to you from Australia. Australia, you are in? Yes. Danny Strong is amazing. You need to follow her on Facebook. She's watching the stream right now. She has completely motivated all these people around the world into eating more plant, into eating really well, motivating them to exercise. Shout out to you. Amazing. Ange just said, I have a commercial kitchen you can use, Mon. Thank you for that. Keep me posted. Karina, Mel Homer, and Mike Puru, you need Mon on your show. I know, right? Jane, when are you coming to Palmy? I want to come to Palmy soon. So at the moment, I've had interest from people wanting workshops in Auckland, Whangarei, Hamilton, Palmerston North now, thank you, and Wellington. If I've missed your area, let me know in the newsfeed and I'll make it happen. Riot or Riot, I hope I said that right. Good luck to you. All my day has just started. I'm off for my daily 5-kilometre walk. You're amazing. I walked about 5K for the first time in the weekend and I'm in awe of you. You are truly incredible. Karen Hunter, Heidi as well. Absolutely. Let's make this happen. Jane Wan, I know what to eat. I exercise every day and eat in moderation and I've lost 10 kilos. Doesn't have to be low carb, just change everything, white to brown and raw. A great point. It depends on your genetic makeup though as well. So for me, I can't even eat brown rice. So I've eliminated that from my diet for now, or I have only a teeny tiny little bit if I have Mexican food because I like the texture. But for me, it's a no-go. So it's most importantly, it's about changing your mindset and finding the foods that fuel you and eliminating the ones that inflame you. That is the biggest thing I have learnt as well. Any other comments there? Lisa Cruz, nice to see you. Crow's Nest Bar, Whangapara. This is awesome. Hey, so anyway, team, if you do want to change your life, look, I'm a real person. I'm not a nutritionist. I have worked with nutritionists. I've done a lot of study around this. But most importantly, I'm a foodie. And I want you guys to, if you need to transform your life, if you want more energy, if you want to get rid of your bloating, if you want to stop that diarrhea that gets you up in the night like it used to get me up in the night, if you want to lose a bit of weight, if you're carrying lots of belly weight, if you can't sleep properly at night, if you've got dark circles under your eyes, if you've got all of the above and more, you feel like crap, your mindset is screwed, if you've got all that, we need to talk. I'll put the screen up for you one more time. This is how you can get in touch with me. Whether you want to do a one-on-one and we reset your what you eat every day and I show you how you can transition your diet, or if you want to join me for those live foodie workshops where I cook, we talk and you eat, send me an email. There's your details right there, info@moniquebradley.tv. Now before I go, I have to get Pete over really quickly to validate that this works. Pete Ward, come on over. He's just sitting there going, oh God. Prince Khan has said, can you cook Kabul rice? No, I'd love to know the recipe. And then what I would look at is how I can make a low carb version using, say, cauliflower rice. Okay, Lynn, finding I'm sleeping so much better without the carbs. Absolutely. Tracy Henderson, you want a South Island? Come on, Pete. No, come on over. You want a South Island workshop? Let's make it happen. Find, 6 or 8 friends and absolutely I'll come down and we'll cook. Okay, taking off my microphone. So here we go. He doesn't know I'm doing this, but Pete, I want to know. This is the biggest change in my body that you've seen since we've nearly been together for 6 years, right? This is the biggest change ever?
Yes.
What have you noticed most about the change from eating this way?
The shape.
You dick. No, tell me.
No, the shape changed. The shape changed. No, definitely.
My whole body shape?
Yeah. This is awkward because, we can't...
You can be open. No, these are my friends. My stomach's smaller than my boobs.
Yeah, this shape.
Yeah.
Let's leave it there. No, that's...
Also, what do you think of the food?
I'm quite surprised.
Why? How so?
Well, I came up with that hashtag, treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
Because I think is that we all think we have to treat ourselves with cupcakes, and we treat ourselves with, ice creams. Oh, we've done this really cool thing, let's go get an ice cream.
And then we feel bad about ourselves because our health sucks.
Yeah, but you do it, yeah. My turn. You go. And you do it with your family. You go out and you go to the beach and you have a good day, and then it's like, okay, let's go get ice creams, and then let's go get some fish and chips, and let's go get some whatever, and you just chock back up again, and this food seems to be like treating myself without treating myself with the nasties. Yeah. It just seems to be treating myself with the good stuff. So that's what I'm noticing.
So do you still crave sweet things or chippies or anything? Not really anymore.
No.
Because your needs are met.
Not really. Yeah, well, that's the thing. That brownie, we had this brownie, right? I had like probably 4 times the amount of that brownie today with whipped cream for breakfast. Plant,
protein, fat. Awesome.
It lasted me pretty much through till after lunchtime. Yeah. And then you're all good.
Even today, we had that for breakfast, which was about 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
And we haven't eaten anything since. So there you go. People are saying, oh, he's being a gentleman. That's Karen Valentine, Corinna Homer. Come on, Pete. You know it. Maddie Blythe is saying yes. Maggie Hannah's just joined. Hi, Maggie. Tony Narang is going, hi, my lovely. Hi, back. Oh, hey. So there you go. So it works.
Yeah.
And you've seen me go up and down and up and down over the years.
Yeah, this is the most significant change consistently without the midnight runs to the toilets.
Yeah, all the shakes.
All the shakes.
All the mood swings.
The 3 o'clock in the morning running downstairs to eat some peanut butter because she's got the shakies on, and that's probably, but
which I now understand was pre-diabetic. So yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, darling.
Okay, cool.
Thank you. Well, there you go. And I really wanted to get him on because he's always behind camera. He needs to be on camera more, but also so you guys get an idea of the fact that I'm not making it up. You've seen my photos. A lot of you know me personally as well, so you've seen me being real. Some of you I've went to school with, and you've seen me when I was really big. The truth is, I was 110 kilos. I went down to 42 kilos in 8 months. I did it the wrong way. I did a lot of damage. I messed with my body. I messed with my head. I put most of that weight back on. I've been down again. I've been up again. I've been down again so many times. I got tired of looking for an answer. And this is the first thing that has ever worked for me. And it's a simple solution. Eat real food. All right, time to go. Hey, Maggie. Maddie Blythe, cool. Hello, Ruthie. Nice to see you as well. Again, get in touch with me. Oh, Karen's just said, oh my God, mood swings. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'd get really hangry. Time for me to go. Thank you so much for being part of my life and part of this journey, because you guys are all part of it with me. And I really want to keep in touch with you guys. So remember, send me an email. If I can help you, let's do this. I don't want people to go through the 25 years of yo-yo dieting that I went through and the crap health. I want you to look and feel fabulous. I feel fabulous, so let's do this. Time to treat yourself. All right, I've got to go because I think it's roasted cauliflower for dinner with some delicious chocolate and walnut brownie for dessert. Time to go. See you guys. Thanks, Pete. See you guys. Bye. Yum.